Hey, hey, beautiful people. It is January 15th, 2013 at 10:31 a.m. Man, this is just amazing today. We're having another blast of CMEs coming in right now, and it everything's heating up. But it's really cool around here. This tree that's right next to me as I'm making this video is just buzzing, just with honeybees. I mean, just covering it. And amazing. Springtime is here. We only had here in Florida around Crystal River, we only had 2 days that I had to cover plants, and I lost all my zucchinis and my tomato plant. I didn't cover the zucchinis, which if I would have done that, I would have continued having zucchinis. And the tomato plant, man, I should have tied that thing up because the wind blew off the top, and anyway, I ended up having it freeze. But I got a couple of tomatoes off of it that have seeds that I can start more with. So anyway, these CMEs, I woke this morning to the most incredible blast of energy incoming, and these CMEs are they're being created because the sun's entered the photon belt, and the light encodings of the photon belt for the next change in polarities are affecting the sun. The sun creates CMEs, and especially as it's reversing its polar magnetics, it's blasting the CMEs and off, or blasting off solar flares or solar streams, and then CMEs are coming from the solar flares, and they erupt and leave the sun and head our direction, and they alter us. And when we have the weakened magnetic shields of Earth, then it affects our spiritual growth, or our our astral and mental bodies. And it is that which is going to be the topic today, and it's all about the light. And my yesterday's video, I said how we knew several years back that the mental bodies and the astral emotional pain body would be dissolved as we create our light body. These things are not necessarily needed anymore for individuals choosing to go to fifth dimension and higher. If somebody's retaining fourth dimension, which, oh man, I could see how they might be going a little bit crazy, and think the whole world's collapsing right now as they're watching what's going on happen. And anyway, we have definitely got fifth dimensional energies here on Earth, while a lot of humanity is stepping into fourth dimension. They're living, a lot of them are still living like they're in 3D because they haven't awakened to the fact that they are connected, that their life is not just happening to them. But these CMEs incoming, if they're used properly, and you are wanting to expand sixth dimensionally in every which direction, realizing your connection to all that is, to every other part of consciousness within creation, then in doing that, you have to release those old magnetics, the karma, the issues, the perceptions, the thoughts, the feelings and emotions that were created by the mental and emotional body while you were experiencing 3D and 4D. And as you, man, I'm sweating in January, and at 10 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, you've got to be able to release all that old stuff and purify your spiritual being and make it the whitest light. Now, years ago when I was first starting the 40 days and we were trying to activate, in 2009 we tried to activate a minimum of 8,000 people on planet into their heart chakra activation, creation of the electromagnetic field around their body, the activation of their Merkaba, and stepping into their light body, stepping into their ascended mastery path, because that would send out the ripple effect. And again, I'd said in 2012, just like the Cryon channeling to the United Nations in 2006 or 7 said that in 2012 there would be 144,000 people minimum that had done this around the planet. These waves are sending out throughout all the rest of Mother Earth's creation, all the rest of humanity, all the rest of the timeline that we each individually have, but join together to collectively merge to experience New Earth. And that's how we change the system. And as people wake up, they realize that in order to stay in that fifth dimensional nature, stay in that light body field, stay in that heart chakra, rather than stepping down to fourth dimension, which is the astral body, the emotional body, and there's a lot of power in that astral emotional body, and as you're transitioning from third to fourth dimension, you're bouncing back and forth. As you transition from fourth to fifth dimension, you bounce back and forth. In fourth to fifth dimension, you're bouncing from your head, fourth dimension, ego, in trying to control and manipulate the situation outside of you. And you are moving into the feeling, the higher divine thought, awareness, realizing your connection to all that is, realizing that if you're trying to control on something on the outside of you, you're actually controlling yourself. And that's not going to work 5D. And so 5D is, to get there for many of us in that first wave that did that, we had to control our mental and emotional or astral pain body, and we had to control our thoughts and emotions, to the T, to be able to stay in that frequency while Mother Earth was still fourth dimensional. Now it's going to be much, much easier, but in doing that, we had one of the things that I was putting forth in the 40-day events was you had to spend that time. You didn't have to, and everybody does it in a different way, but for me, I chose, and what I suggested was to spend that time with absolute no negativity within your field. If it came within your field, change the channel, turn it off. Turn off your television, your radios, your computers. Stay away from anybody that is in negative behavior, and that way it was more readily able for you to stay in the vibration of love, which is coming from the heart, and create that, to generate the spin of the heart chakra, which creates the electromagnetic torrent around your field. And it was done by just staying out of the negativity, by keeping focused on those things spiritual of the higher light. Now, here's the deal. With all these CMEs incoming, those of us that are purifying, we're continuing to release any of those lower vibrational thoughts and emotions, perceptions, the way that we look at things, from all these experiences that we've had, not only in just this life, although most people only just remember this life, but for many of the lives that we've had before that have generated who we are, our personalities in this life that we're living in now. And we have to release those old thoughts, emotions, traumas, and everything else. All of this is about light, and all light has... Light is everything. Light is consciousness, light is vibration, light is these feelings and emotions, and even in the lowest feelings and emotions, the negativity, the anger, the fight, the hurt, all that's still light at a much slower, dimmer, darker vibration. It's another end of the spectrum. And what we have available to us, and one of the biggest things that so many of us are doing right now, is to purify our light, to take it to the highest levels of vibration that we can hold, to a golden state Well, even a little lesser than that to the violet light, the Saint Germain's violet ray. And that's not violet, that's violet. And part of what we're doing as we're stepping into that mastery, a lot of us will see in our auric field that our auric field is violet. And then sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's gold, and at the highest end, it's white. It's pure white light of Christ consciousness. The gold is still a little bit more of a separation, and in the higher end of the fifth dimensional spectrum. And the violet light is more of a purity. It's a transmutation. It's a cleansing. It's a purification. And these are just stages that we go through. But we want to obtain the highest possible vibration, which means we have to eliminate the thoughts, the emotions, the perceptions of all that which we have encountered in this lifetime and many other lifetimes to have these experiences of the lower vibrations of duality. It was a personal choice. Now, Ascension is also a personal choice, and you've got to cleanse yourself. You've got to wear the whitest robes. And there's a lot of people saying, wear the gold robes. Well, that's cool too. I mean, sometimes, you know, a lot of us are wearing those gold robes. But the gold robes are still a little bit more into the individualism. And the white robes are more into the connection with all. And it doesn't, there is no higher or lower really. It's just various tones of vibration. That is all it is. All colors of the spectrum have their own wavelengths, and that divine vision that we see when we look at something is all the colors that you see here coming together to make a picture. In each one of those colors, as the rays is another way to put it. The rays, they have their own color tones, and then they're blended and mixed to create that which we experience as life. Each one of the rays have various properties too, like some are of courage, like the red ray, or of healing, like the yellow ray, or growth like the green ray. And all these rays come together to make up this experience that we have. And when we're choosing to manifest, and we're doing it from a creator's side, a lot of times we can use individual rays to strengthen ourselves, strengthen any weaknesses or stuff like that. And that's just how all this comes together. But what we really are doing when we're stepping into the higher levels of 5D and 6D is that emotional and mental body, the old ego, is becoming less and less and less, and the old emotions are becoming less and less and less as the pain body, emotional body, astral body, and the mental bodies dissolve into the light body. The light body is what you are becoming, and the light body is who you are when you embody your highest self. That light body, that electromagnetic toward, connects you to all that is within the universe and the multiverse. That's how you connect to the consciousness of all that is. And it is that which you must build and develop to take you into the sixth dimensional awareness and way of living. And anyway, it's all about purification and moving out of the head egoic mind into the heart, and just raising your vibration to the highest and highest levels of light, which becomes more and more pure. And anyway, man, this tree is just a buzzing. Wonder if you can hear it. There is almost no winter this year here in Florida. It's just absolutely amazing. And I'm sure the solar flares have a lot to do with that. Everything's heating up right now as we come to a boil and vibrations get faster. Love you all. Bye for now.